Welcome. This is Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
A2D Radio.com, live from the BMW of Atlantic City studios. BMW Rough exit 37 at the Parkway. Find them online, BMW of Atlantic City.com. Every Wednesday night, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Back for another year at A2D Radio. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com.
You got to love when you approach the sponsors about re-upping, and the guy goes, oh, yeah, I was about to come bug you for an invoice.
Yeah, it's, it's working.
When they want to pay you money to stick with you, you got something going on there.
Trust the process. If time permits, later on in the show, we'll talk about our results from our own fantasy draft, and we'll get into all of that. But it's Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Mike Castiglione, got it. Greg Milakovic, got it. Greg, we struggled with that for a couple weeks. Rob Povia on the ones and twos. Later on, a little smack talk for our A2D Radio draft. We'll talk that. JP Crawford finally got his call up.
Yay!
We've waited, we've begged, we've cried, we've screamed. We threw eggs at Matt Quintak's house. We've done it all. And finally, he comes on and plays third base. But that's fine. At least he's up. Got his first major league hit last night.
Looked real comfortable at third base, too.
He's a comfortable guy. We're going to talk about who's the next guy coming up. So we have some prospects for you. Want your input. Let us know who's the next Philly that'll get called up in 2018. Probably Scott Kingery, but there's other guys as well. Mostly a lot of heavy with a side of heavy NFL talk tonight. Okay, predictions.
And some mac and cheese.
I'm a fan of the chick. NFL Most Valuable Player, Offensive Defensive Rookie of the Year, NFL Coach of the Year. We'll talk about each division winner. All right? Wild card. Who are the wild card teams? Who's going on to the Super Bowl? We'll have all that early, but we got to do it. We got to break it all down. Our poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find them on the web, scanzanosports.com. Which team will win the Super Bowl? Patriots, Pack, Raiders, Seahawks, other. And we got other. I agree with the other. 11-4 odds for the Pats, 8-1 for the Packers, 8-1 for the Raiders, and a 9-1 for the Seahawks, who have a terrible new alternative logo that we'll talk about later. So that is horrendous. But I'd like to thank Mike Castiglione, Pro Football Focus, joining us tonight, rocking. We got a big show in store for you. So, gentlemen, early prediction, who's going on to the Super Bowl right now? Hypothetical gun to your head. And no, you don't put a hypothetical gun to your therapist's head.
Well, do we want to build to this, or do you just want it right out of the gate and we'll double back?
Well, no, I mean, we can build. We can go right at it, whatever you want to do. I mean, I'm just here for the people. Whatever you want to do, Mike. We can talk about division winners and go that route and then work our way to the Super Bowl. That's fine. Or we can go right into the potatoes.
I'm cool with whatever you guys want. I'm thinking if we went division winners, wild cards, conference, build the anticipation for the Super Bowl maybe.
All right.
I'll go either way.
He likes to
no
hit
pun
singles.
intended.
He doesn't go all the way for the home run on the first date, right?
No, you can't.
Got to be a gentleman.
So let's do it that way then.
Todd Womack already chiming in on the YouTube. Other. All right.
Smart man.
Greg, any preference?
No.
Well, let's do it the other way. Let's go division winners.
All right.
Who's winning each division? Let's start right in. We'll wait for the NFC East because that's our bread and butter. Okay, we'll start over in the AFC South.
Oh.
Sorry, AFC West. Let's start in the West.
Coming from west to east. I like it.
Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders. Tough division. Two really, really good football team. A third, you don't know because of the quarterback situation. And a fourth, they don't even know that they moved. So there's a lot of things there. So, gentlemen, AFC West. Who's winning the AFC West?
You want to just go around the horn?
Yeah, I'll go Oakland. I think they're the most solid on the offensive side of the ball, especially quarterback. I'll go Oakland.
I'm a Raiders guy myself. Not a Raiders guy, but I'm going with the Oakland Raiders for this division.
Going with the Raiders. Mr. Mataraki?
I'm all in on Oakland, and I'll have a lot more to say about that as we go along.
Good, and I'll be that guy because I'm going Big Red in the Kansas City Chiefs. Defense wins.
I don't hate it.
2/3 of the world covered with water.
I
the other
don't
third,
hate
guess
it.
who covers it? That's one Eric Berry.
Eric
so
Berry.
I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Tom Bailey on the pup list. We'll see how long that is. That's a big loss, obviously, for him for a little bit. So that could factor in. But
it'd be real interesting to see if they wind up with a quarterback controversy there.
Yeah, the ultimate game manager is Alex Smith. I hate to say the word, but he is that ultimate game manager. But listen, they have a chance to win. And with a chance to win, I don't think Patrick Mahomes is ready for that spot right now. Even though I'm a believer in top 15, that guy's got to play. In this situation, I'm okay with Alex Smith. You guys?
Red shirt situation is probably the most ideal thing for him. Coming from, Texas Tech, let's face it, they don't have a history of quarterbacks make it in the NFL. And to redshirt for a year under Andy Reid and Alex Smith, who is mobile himself, not the worst thing, really.
Not at all. Not at all. Michael Klinkoff coming in on the Facebook. Eagles suck. Okay. Well, Le'Veon's going to hit the J-bone, and he'll be and he'll be out for 8.
Him and Martavis together.
Even though the Steelers, this is the first, and Wilson's talking about this is the first time in I don't know how long he said that this whole team, when you talk about the Steelers, we'll get to them in a little bit, but the whole team's actually together when you talk about all them offensive pieces, because there was always a game where somebody wasn't there. If it was Martavis out for the whole year or Le'Veon suspension, so.
I'll just tell Michael Klinkoff right now, I got 3 words for you. PPR. We'll just leave it at that.
Piss test.
Inside joke.
AFC South. Texans, Colts, Jags, Titans. My guys over in this division.
I'll go. We'll go Houston.
Oh,
We'll go Houston. I'll go a little. A little with Harvey happening. I think they're going to rally. They're going to come out hot, even under Tom Savage, as hot as a Tom Savage quarterback-led team can come out.
You like a good story, don't you?
I do. I am a story guy.
Like the Saints coming back after Katrina.
Yeah, exactly.
You want Houston coming back after Harvey. You like a good story.
And that's going to tie into later on when we get to awards. So.
All right.
Nothing wrong with a little story.
Yeah, I love stories.
Story time. VH1 Storytellers. Was a big fan. So we have no issue. Mike?
I'll take the Titans. My cohorts over at PFF get real excited about their offensive line there. And, Mariota, it's only a matter of time, in my opinion, before he becomes, the truth. And they kind of gave him a few toys to play with this year, Taywan Taylor and Corey Davis. And they have a great ground game there. Big fan of what the Titans are doing.
Yeah, big fan of the Titans too. Mike?
I'm also on the Titans. I mean, both sides of the ball, they could conceivably be scary in that division. I mean, realistically, the Jags suck. The Colts suck. The Texans...
Real good defense.
Real good defense, offense to be determined. I mean, the Titans, just with all the divisional games, I mean, they could wind up going 12-4 just because they play 6 games in the division. I mean, that's how good I think they have the potential to be.
No, I agree with you. I like the Texans a lot defensively, and I'm sold on them defensively, and I'm sold on Bill O'Brien. I think he's a better coach than people give him credit for. He's never had a quarterback. He's won games, granted in a terrible division, but he's got his team to a playoff berth with slop.
Yeah,
okay, and Tom Savage isn't the answer. Deshaun Watson, hopefully for Houston fans, is the answer. But defense wins and translates. But I'm going to go with the Titans because I'm that in love with Mariota. The guy who has the ball in his hands the most is going to win you football games. And the kid's the real deal. Nobody's red zone efficiency is better than Marcus Mariota over the last 2 years. So I'm going to take that. And hopefully he's on the field for Tennessee's sake. But like Mike said, new weapons, some new toys to play with. Still has Delaney Walker, who's his best friend, and go from there.
Right, but to your point, when you're talking about the red zone, I mean, if you look at the red zone, you've got DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry in the backfield, Delaney Walker at tight end.
They brought in Eric Decker.
Yeah,
too.
and now I was going to say, and now all of a sudden they add Eric Decker, who's like a touchdown machine in the red zone.
And his wife.
And his wife is a touchdown machine, just saying.
From experience.
Been there, done that, doing it again tomorrow.
2 guys coming in on this division as well. Jason Grisola going Titans and Lenny Robinson Texans.
Gotta love when Jason Grisola chimes
one thing
in.
that was encouraging about Mariota last year was he made a lot of great improvements on the deep ball accuracy. He struggled with that a little bit this early year, and I think the more toys you give him, especially someone like Corey Davis, it could be really nasty there.
Yeah, it could be. It really could. So that's the South. Real, tough division, 2 team-wise.
Five fantasy leagues, Corey Davis goes undrafted in 4 of the 5.
Yeah, because it's an unknown right now.
It is an unknown, but we'll see.
You worry
he
about
went drafted in every single one of mine. Maybe it's because I took him.
There you go.
I took him in 1 too. But the thing with Corey Davis is you talk about rookie wide receivers, that learning curve is bigger than other positions. So that's what concerns me off the bat. But Mariota makes so many plays with his feet that Corey Davis and his ability, I think, is going to get open just by mistake almost. So I'm not as worried about him because he's a talent and they have other weapons there that's not all on him.
Well, you look what they have. I mean, look what they have on the outside. I mean, Decker, Rashard Matthews, who's probably one of the more underrated wide receivers in the AFC, and now Corey Davis. I mean, they really are building something that could be special there.
And they all did it by not making the move with the Eagles back in the day, with the trade.
Mariota.
Which I would still do again
I would have done
if I could, even though I love Wentz.
They told Chip to go F himself.
Doug Phillips. Everybody's sleeping on Luck. If he is healthy, I got Colts.
I'm right with you there.
If he is.
Dougie.
He's special, but guess what? He's not. He isn't. He isn't healthy. And to be honest with you, that defense is atrocious. And then No Davis, right? The corner.
Yeah, Vontae's going to hurt him.
Vontae's out. They already couldn't cover to begin with. They got rid of the other guy, sent him to the Eagles. Patrick Robinson, who can't cover me. So
are we on the AFC North now?
yeah, let's jump to the North.
Greg?
The North, I forget who's even in that
Ravens,
division.
Bengals, Browns, Steelers.
That's the Steelers division still, I think. Unfortunately, I think it is. And you touched on it. All of the offensive weapons are there, and they're going to be there from day one. So, with those guys and the quality of those guys, I think it's easy for them.
I'm right with you on the Steelers. I mean, I basically built a dynasty team for this year with Le'Veon and Roethlisberger and Martavis all to gel and juice, and there's just way too much firepower there. And their offensive line, people don't talk about that enough, but they get a lot of protection and penetration or push in the run game, like what the Steelers are doing. Defense, if they're going to stop anybody, I don't know, but they might score 40 a game.
Yeah, they could easily score 40 a game, and they're better defensively, but they're still not good defensively. And you got some guys going other places here. Grisola going Bengals, Lenny Robinson Bengals, a lot of Andy Dalton trust right there.
Interesting.
The Red Rocket.
Ryan Brodum a little late, but if Mariota stays healthy, the Titans are pretty much a lock to win a division.
There
Yep,
you go.
you got a lot of agreements here on that one. I can't buy into Andy Dalton and the Bengals. They have all the talent in the world, but it's just they never get over the hump. Should they be able to compete for this division? Of course.
Yeah.
But like what Mike said, too much firepower out of Steelers. I go Steelers as well.
No, I'm on the curtain. I mean, they get Martavis Bryant back on the offensive side of the ball. They add Joe Hayden on the defensive side of the ball. And to Mike's point, they may not stop anybody, but they're going to score a ton of points. You and Greg both all over that as well. I mean,
You believe it in Joe Hayden?
I think he's an upgrade over what they had.
Sure.
I mean, I think he's starting to hit the downside, but, I mean, clearly they couldn't cover anyone on the outside last year.
Why not?
So,
right?
anything's going to help in that situation.
They're better. I mean, they had a lot of young guys in their secondary last year that I thought as the season progressed got a lot better. And adding the addition of Joe Hayden, do I agree with the 3-year deal on that? No. I wouldn't give them any more than one. They're desperate in the corner position. So when you're desperate.
What was your position when the Eagles were? That rumors are coming up. The Eagles should go and make a move for
1
him.
year. 1 year. I wasn't really worried about the cost for one, but
Right.
with Jones, not playing this year, coming back next year, you got Jalen Mills, and then you went and got Darby. To me, I didn't want him for any more than a year, just as a stopgap type thing. And obviously, he's going to take more money and more years and go
and we
to
know
a real good football team too.
We know how much you hate Band-Aids, but that might have been a Band-Aid that was acceptable in
Well,
that moment in time.
Well, I thought Howie was going to go after him. That's Howie's guy. I mean, I feel like Howie salivated the mouth over the last 2 years when it came to Joe Hayden. Howie
Came and knocked on his door in the parking lot when he's eating lunch and in practice.
Got a two sandwich here for Joe.
Make
Love
it
you to come play with
making
us.
sandwiches.
Making sandwiches. Remember that game, Temple, Penn State? How's Hackenberg doing? He ain't making sandwiches. He is making sandwiches for the rest of the locker room now.
One of these days, we need to retell that story on the air just to bring people back up to speed.
Yeah. But no, so we're all good in that division. Let's jump to now the AFC East. Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets.
Do we really need to talk about it?
No,
Who's not picking the Patriots?
Exactly.
None of us here.
None of us.
Dolphins are a good football team, not better than New England. So that's an easy one. So let's jump into the NFC now. NFC West, Cardinals, Rams, Niners, Seahawks. Did the Cardinals take a step forward? Big time step back last year. Carson Palmer just doesn't have it to me anymore. That's a big concern if I'm a Cardinals fan. So, but who do you guys have? NFC West.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think the Cardinals are anything this year. I think Carson Palmer is going to be on his back the whole time. I kind of avoided all Cardinals in any fantasy just because I didn't think they were going to be anything from the offensive side. I'm going to go Seattle, but I'm going to watch San Francisco. Mm-hmm. I think San Francisco can make something happen there. Because
I know why you are. Give me a little smirk. I mean, I know why you're all giddy, Ninered up.
Why?
It's because our boy's there.
Well, yeah, he's there in the middle. But I like. But you got two football. You got a football guy.
You learn to know guys every time.
Oh man,
you got a football guy calling the shots,
yes.
and what he did in the draft really benefited them on the defensive side of the ball. And I think Brian Hoyer is capable enough to be an Alex Smith-like game manager. But I don't think they have enough firepower to overtake Seattle.
No.
I think if Carlos Hyde stays healthy, they could be an 8-8 football team. I don't think they're going to be nearly as bad as people anticipate them being.
Well, guess what?
They're 2 years away, though, at least.
Yeah, they solidified. When you talk about defense, it's up the middle, right? How do I solidify the middle of my defense? Well, you did it. You did it. You got yourself a D tackle. You got yourself a middle linebacker. All in the first round, you start solidifying that side of the ball. Yep. And I like what John Lynch is doing over there. And like you said, a football guy. I'm going to trust that guy. So I think they're on the rise. They're going to get better. But, yeah, I think we all are good on the Seahawks there, though. Even though I'm not in love with that football team as a whole. I mean, Earl Thomas coming back, definitely a help.
Their offensive line's pretty shaky, too.
Yeah. And I know dangerous Russell Wilson loves to run around a little bit, but definitely concerned for Seattle. I'm surprised Vegas' odds were that good for Seattle. I really do. I don't know what I'm missing. They're a good football team, don't get me wrong, but they're not the same team they were when they won a Super Bowl.
Right, but I think the interesting thing about Seattle is, I mean, realistically, you look at their backfield, though. I mean, you got Lacey, Rawls, and C.J. Prosise. I mean, if their offensive line can at least learn how to run block, I mean, they could conceivably run for 250, 260 yards a game and keep Russell clean. Now, does that happen in today's NFL? No, it doesn't. But, I mean, you got three guys there that if, Eddie stops hitting Dunkin' Donuts in the morning and the other two stay healtty, you got three guys that can tote the rock.
Don't sleep on Chris Carson either.
No, I mean.
250K is a good incentive to stay in shape.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong here. They're a really good football team. And the defense is really, really good. And like I said, Earl Thomas coming back, having Chancellor from the beginning of the year is really going to help solidify that day. But offensively, I'm not sold. I'm not sold on Eddie Lacy. Okay, guys who need incentives to make weight are guys that I'm not sold on, especially the running back position. Right. So I know they have other guys and they're deep there, but wide receiver wise, outside of Doug Baldwin, Jimmy Graham's been a shell of himself since he went to Seattle. So I'm just not in love with the offensive situation. Going longer as we get deeper into, talking about the divisional round on the NFC championship game.
Before we hop over, is anybody buying into the LA Rams and the Jared Goff Express?
Listen, his hands are as big as this goddamn bobblehead right here. As big as Charlie's hand right there.
And you know what they say about guys with tiny hands?
I'll save that for a bold prediction, though.
Okay. I read a lot of other people that are buying into now that he's got legitimate weapons and that now that they have a solidified somewhat offense.
Here's what's going to happen in that offense, though. Cooper Kupp is going to lead the NFC in receptions, and he's going to have like 110 receptions for 305 yards because they are just not going to move the ball. I mean, I love Gurley, and I think last year was an anomaly for him, but
I think them bringing over Sean McVay, too, is going to help with offense. I mean, he also likes to use his tight ends. They brought in Gerald Everett. I mean, they got, obviously, Sammy Watkins there now. It's intriguing, but you don't want to take too much from the preseason. But Goff doesn't look like he looked last year. That's all I'll say.
Looks a little better to you, a little more comfortable.
Looks crisper. Looks like he's making reads faster. He's getting the ball out of his hands, released faster. But we'll see. When the live bullets start flying, like Nelson Aguilar, like will tell you.
He'll tell us. Michael Quinkoff, Goff. I hate when it does that to me. Goff has a better offense around him, like guys have spoken about. If the O-line can get it together, Gurley could be a top 5 running back.
I don't think any of us dispute the Gurley talent. It's just a matter of, can Goff keep teams from putting 9 guys in the box to stop him?
No, that's where I think the issue is. I think if they get a little throw heavy over there, he could throw 25 picks this year. I mean, he really could. I mean, Lenny Robinson, said he's a boss as well, and he said he didn't like him at Cal, and either did I. I just wasn't completely sold on Jared Goff the times I've watched him. Now, that doesn't mean you get in the NFL culture and you get better and you work with better coaches around you, that talent that they were looking at comes out. We're going to find out. I mean, I still take Wentz every day and twice on Sunday if I'm the Rams and could do that pick over again. But they saw something that maybe we didn't see. We'll find out soon. Sure. We'll find out this Sunday, boys. But I do like their defense is still a good football team. They still have they have weapons, so they could do some things. Not win a division, but hang in a little bit. Let's go.
David Roscoe on the YouTube chat. Rams will be in the Super Bowl.
Did Irma hit already? Because
speaking of hit, what is he hitting?
I don't know.
Something aggressive.
David, I love your style, but
we're talking about Seattle so confidently. I mean, when Russell Wilson gets the snap, he's running for his life within a snap of a finger, and Todd Gurley's the same thing. He gets the handoff, and he's got 9 guys in his face. We'll see.
Bad division. A division that was like the Mecca for a minute went south real quick, and that'll take us right over to the NFC South now, which is a loaded division, in my opinion, at least three team-wise. Falcons, Panthers, Saints, Bucks. This is a tough one. This can go a lot of different ways.
We could have 4 different answers on this.
It really could.
Yeah.
Maybe 3. Unless somebody's that sold that the Saints upgrade their defense that much where they can not give up 40 a game, then yeah.
Yeah, I'm going. I think this is the Bucs' year. I think it's the Bucs' finally year to. I think Jameis takes a step, doesn't throw picks like like he's falling on his back and just throwing the ball up to make a play. I think he's gonna. The switch is gonna flip here in week 2 when they actually start playing.
Yeah,
it's an interesting call, and I think their defense is underrated as well.
Agreed.
I guess I'm going to go with Atlanta. I'm not feeling as strong about them as I was last year, but I think I like the continuity they have on their team, and I think Tevin Coleman is a little bit underrated.
Oh, yeah.
In a lot of circles, and people don't seem to realize he's really kind of a 50-50 back for them, and they just get a lot of use out of the two of them going back and forth. And run games are helpful.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Going the Panthers. I think with Cam healthy, with Kelvin Benjamin healthy, the addition of Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield, Jonathan Stewart now playing more motivated because he doesn't want to lose touches to Christian McCaffrey, and some improvements on the defensive side of the ball. Now, granted, their defense isn't what it was, 3, 4, 5 years ago, but I think this is the Panthers' bounce back year. So I'm going Panthers.
They changed their whole offense for McCaffrey, I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot more dynamic.
Run CMC.
I love the addition of McCaffrey. I'm not sold on Cam Newton. I'll continue to say this, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. I just don't love the guy. I really don't. I think when everything was going good, he had fun playing the game. When things were going bad, he's sour. There's the way he acts to the media. It's softness to me. It's not a leader mentality. Leaders are going to go up there and answer the questions and not run away, right? That's what leaders do. The face of my franchise, the guy I took number 1 overall, doesn't run away from losing a couple games. You answer the questions, and you go get it right the next week, even if you don't get it right? But you still stand in front and answer the questions. You can say whatever you want about Andy Reid, Don McNabb, their tenure here, even though they didn't win the whole thing. They never threw guys under the bus, and they answered questions, even if you liked it or didn't. It might be next question,
yeah,
but Donovan always stood up there, though. Five always stood up there. The real good quarterbacks in the league answer the tough ones. You might not like the answer they give you. It might be short, but they answer them. That's something with him that scares me away from him because he has all the talent in the world. Nobody's questioning his talent. I question what's up here sometimes and what's in here. That's what worries me.
I question his team buy-in as well. Like we just talked about changing their offense. There's a lot of quick hitting. You got guys like Curtis Samuel, McCaffrey. It's get the ball out. And his whole career, he's been one of the longest to get the ball out. I don't know if you want to make a change at, teach an old dog new tricks. And is he going to stop running as much? Is he going to, it's all about if Cam's going to buy in. So
yeah.
Either believe or you don't.
Yeah, and from what we see, it's tough to believe he's going to buy into anything besides what Cam wants to do. So we'll see. I'm going.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I don't have them going any further than the division.
No, it's not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick. I like the football team as a whole. He just
annoys the shit out of you.
It's just 1 week you'll see him, but wow, man, there's the number 1 overall talent. That's the superstar talent. And the next week he's a shell of himself, and you're like, who is this guy? That's what concerns me. When Donovan had throwing issues, because I like to compare them to a little bit. When Donovan had issues in the pocket, right? Okay, his big thing is he got better at it. Okay, he still throws some balls in the dirt? Yeah, I thought that was more to not throw interceptions than it was more his accuracy being an issue because I thought he got better and better and better and then I'd be a pocket guy who could still make plays with his feet. Right. Cam hasn't got there yet. I'm going Bucks. Same reason you are. I love Jameis Winston. I think the kid's becoming a leader, the complete opposite of Cam Newton. I think that kid leads that football team. All the crab leg stuff and all that crap's in the past when he was a kid. The kid became a leader. What we talk about, middle of your defense, Gerald McCoy, Levante David, good start. Now you got T.J. Ward. So now that middle, pretty good. You bring in a great leader in T.J. Ward. A lot of guys are bad clubhouse guys. That's one guy that everybody, when he left, talk about his leadership. Every post that came out was leadership, leadership, leadership. That's not a lie. I love Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I hate them. But
I still have visions of Joe Juravicius running away from Levon Kirkland the day that I froze my ass off at Veterans Stadium.
I was there at that game too.
I still remember.
I got problems with
even though the Falcons make the playoffs though. I mean, I have the Falcons making the playoffs. I'm not going crazy. They're the best player, in my opinion, offensive weapon in all football. That's going to help.
I'm gonna disagree with you. We'll get into that a
You
little
don't think
bit.
he's the best weapon in football?
No, I do. I don't think the Falcons make the playoffs.
Oh,
I don't think so either.
I think
a
they
little
got
Super Bowl slump.
I think they got Super Bowl hangover.
A little hangover.
Yeah, I don't see it.
What are guys saying here?
I got a few here.
Atlanta takes the South. Frank Vespi, originally at Tampa Bay, is a wild card, but the 16th straight game raises a red flag.
Rob Povia, Bucks are a dark horse. Todd Womack, back in the AFC. Watt and Clowney on the field together are going to be nasty.
No, Aaron Donald, somebody called out too.
Yeah.
Jacob Bloss.
What's he trying to accomplish, I guess? Is he really going to hold out the whole year, you think?
It's stupid. Personally, for me, I think if you want to sit out through OTAs and mini camps and stuff like that, even if you want to hold out for the first couple weeks of training camp, once you hit week 3 of training camp, if you're under contract, you just need to get in and play.
Le'Veon was the Friday after the 4th preseason game, which is before a 3-day break. That's when I'm coming back.
Jacob Bloss, an Eagles question. You guys think Alshon will win the war against Josh Norman this week? We'll definitely get into that, Jake. No question. Make sure we get our week 1 predictions in before we go.
I'll have to pull up my receiver cornerback matchup chart to get some numbers here.
So where are we going now, Tommy? Are we going NFC North?
NFC North it is. Bears, Lions, Packers, Vikings.
Greg?
I really like the Vikings as a team, but I just can't pick against Green Bay. Just the same thing that we talked about with Pittsburgh. Their defense isn't great, but they're just going to outscore you. I think Minnesota has a better team, both sides of the ball. I just don't know if Sammy and those sleeves can score with Green Bay in the long run. So I'm going to go Green Bay.
Flapping in the wind, the sleeves. Yeah, it's tough to go against Green Bay. You almost start to wonder, how long is their candle going to keep? I mean, Jordy's 32. I think Aaron's 32. He's up there. But yeah, I have no reason to go against him this year. And Jamal Williams, I think he's going to get a lot more carries than people realize. I mean, Ty Montgomery's kind of he's kind of a do-everything Swiss Army knife guy. I think he got more than 10 carries once last year. I think they're just going to use a bunch of different guys, and they don't seem to miss a beat when Aaron Rodgers is back there. So.
No, they don't. Williams is a great name, too, because I think he's going to be a surprise. They need a running back, Ty Montgomery's
And they need
not,
a true guy.
Yeah, he's not your, like you said, Swiss Army knife. Good to bring in spots, but not your every down guy. I'm going to go Packers as well. Like you said, I can't go against Rodgers.
I absolutely can. I'm going Vikings. I think the Vikings defense has a chance to be real, real nasty. And the offense, I mean, you've got another year in the system for Laquan Treadwell, another year in the system for Stephon Diggs, a healthy Kyle Rudolph. The backfield, I mean, Dalvin Cook has a chance to be special. You guys know I was in love with Dalvin Cook going into the draft. Mm-hmm. That was the guy I wanted the Eagles to take. I think Dalvin Cook has a chance to be real special, and they're backing him up with Latavius Murray, who's a guy who's coming off 1,000-yard seasons. I mean, the only question mark in that offense for me is Sam Bradford. But if Sam Bradford can manage the games, not turn the ball over with that running attack and that defense, I think they're going to slow things down to the point where they're not going to let teams like Green Bay, Dallas, Atlanta, you name it, they're not going to let those teams outscore them.
What's the over-under on how many 20-yard passes Sam Bradford throws this season?
Oh.
3.5?
5.
In the whole season?
Oh, watch. He's going to come out week 1 slinging it all over the place.
Just dropping bombs.
We're going to be like, what the hell is this?
Well, it's not even the concern as much with Bradford, which is a concern. It's they've done nothing to get their offensive line better. They've done nothing. They've done zero. They added Dalvin Cook, great. Okay, they have nobody to block. That was a major issue for them last year. Their defense was on the field way too much, and I think it's going to be the same thing again this year. Because that division has offensive power. Say what you want about Stafford. He had a great year last year.
Well,
without Calvin Johnson, without having to what we talked about last week.
Let me ask you guys a question, because we just had
tunnel vision.
We had Eric chime in on the YouTube chat, and he said, Packers win it, Bears suck, Sam will fold, and the Lions always wet the bed in the end. If you score over 23 on the Vikings, you win. Let me come back to the
like a poet.
The point on the
smooth.
The point on the Lions for a second, though, because you and I both like Stafford a lot.
Yeah, I do.
And I think the Lions are improved, but I mean, is this a team that just gets lost in the shuffle in this division?
Ever since Jim Bob Cooter took over, I think Stafford's numbers are like
which a great name, by the way.
Yeah, you gotta laugh every time.
How's that not the top selling jersey in Detroit when you go to the tailgate? I don't know. But,
Cooter.
yeah, Stafford's still underrated. I mean, he's still in his prime. I mean, he's now. It's crazy. Every quarterback that signs a contract now is going to be the richest quarterback in history, pretty much. I mean, Kirk Cousins has one coming.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know if their defense can keep them in a game. Because, you're right. With Jim Bob at the helm, they're going to be in the games offensively. Matt can sling it, and he can make every throw. Can they run the ball effectively enough to keep, some distance between their wide receivers and the cornerbacks? That's going to be an issue as well.
Amir Abdul will help.
Yeah,
So
him being back.
I was going to ask, what are your thoughts on Amir Abdullah?
I mean, he was really elusive coming out of Nebraska. Obviously, injuries have been a concern, but I think going back to his last 8 games or something like that, I was looking earlier, I mean, he's averaged almost 60 yards a carry. He was one of our most elusive backs before he got hurt last year. So if he can stay healthy, he's not going to get goal line carries if you're a fancy guy and you have Theo Reddick to catch passes and stuff. But definitely a good back.
If you just join us, we're going over division winners. Tom and Mike, AM and the PM, brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, our certified public accountant. Make them yours. Find them on the web, gibsonmayer.com. And we'll continue moving on to the NFC East, which we're, a lot of excitement there. That's brought to you by the new soap standard, so all the Cowboys fans can clean off the mess that will be this year. Soapstash LLC. Find them on the web, soapstash.com. So the NFC East, boys, tough division. We know this. Who's coming out?
I hate to do it, but I think Dallas is going to come out. I agree with what you wrote the other day about Zeke. I don't think he actually misses a game this year. I think somehow they tie it up and he plays all year or at least a majority of the year. So I really don't think that's going to be a factor. So, I think they come out.
I had Dallas as my wild card team, so I'm going to go with the Giants, actually. It's a lot of weapons on offense. Odell, if he's going to miss even a game or two, I'm not really worried about it. They brought in Brandon Marshall. And, really the only question is their offensive line. They signed a gajillion guys last year for defense, and what never almost happens, they all worked out in free agency. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, they did hit it.
It's interesting because I said on this show last week that I feel like that whole hodgepodge scenario with the Giants defense, I feel like they overachieved last year with that defense. I think the Giants take a big step back. I'm going Cowboys, but this division to me is like real top heavy, real bottom heavy. Like I have the Cowboys at 11-5, the Birds at 10-6, and then you could take the Giants and the Redskins and just figure it out in the basement because I think it's just there's a real definitive split between the top two and the bottom two, at least for me.
You know where I'm going.
I saw that. I saw that. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me.
And he winked right at me.
With the shirt on.
Well, no, I just looked at him because he's Negadelphia.
He winked right at me.
Johnny Negadelphia.
He's the definition of 7-9 shit or 8-8 and having no excitement for the season, even though he's excited, but wants to go with the low number. So if they do win, he feels better. If they lose, well, it's like, well, I wasn't too excited anyway. I'm going the other approach, man.
Well, I want to put this on a tee for you for a second.
Let me give me a little wink to the Eagles.
I want to put this on a tee for you. Are you at 12-4 yet?
No.
All right.
No, I didn't jump there yet, but
still a couple of days left before
I'm saying we're 11-5.
Ask him Sunday morning on the show.
It's going to be 13-3. Could really be when I'm jazzed up, ready to go for week 1. What? Could be 16-0 Broad and Patterson again, like it was after the goddamn preseason with Bradford. Me and Wilson were already running down the street.
And the Packers.
We put lawn chairs out on Broad already. We were ready to go.
16-0. And
nobody can stop us. Look at this
today.
offense. Look at this offense. This is why Chip went and got him. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Oh,
unreal. But I have that much confidence in 11, right? I'm that sold on it. I really am. We talk about toys in L.A., right, for the Rams. There's 2 teams out there now for the Rams. Tons of toys. Same thing over here. I mean, plenty. And I believe Nelson Aguilar is going to be a flat-out problem for nickel guys, for guys trying to cover the slide. I think he has a big year. I think the guy go over 1,000 yards. I know that's a bold prediction, but I think that a lot of coverage is going to shift to Alshon. Coverage is going to go to Torrey. He's going to be the guy who they're going to be like, let Nelson beat us. He hasn't proved it. Teams are going to give him the opportunity to beat them, and I think he does. I think when you get rid of the stigma that was drop passes, and nothing against Jordan Matthews. Guy's a worker, okay? Contagious. This kind of stuff's contagious when you can't catch a football. Just like hits are contagious, everything else is contagious. Well, what did the football team do as a whole for the last 2 years? What was our Achilles heel? We couldn't catch a football as a whole, no matter who we got. I don't care if the guy with the best hands in the world. He comes here, he's dropping passes. It was a major issue. Jordan, nobody worked harder after practice. Nobody put more work into Jordan Matthews. I love the guy as a worker, but I was glad to get the stigma away a little bit.
So he's catching tennis balls. I never understood that. Like, why don't you catch a football?
Great, you can catch tennis ball great.
Didn't Jerry Rice used to catch bricks? Didn't Jerry Rice used to catch bricks?
Well, that's his uncle.
What?
Think something would rub off.
Yeah, you would have thought.
Well, to stick him sure as hell didn't.
You talk about drops. I think last year, Wentz was one of 10 QBs who had between 30 and 40 passes dropped. So it's not like he was the only one who was victimized by drop balls. I don't know. I mean, one thing he did improve on a lot. Under pressure, he had a 32.8 rating his first year, which was 29th in the league. Last year, Dak had a 75.8 rating, which is 9th in the league. So if you those guys are always going to be compared throughout their careers. So far, I like what I've seen from Wentz. He's obviously put up a lot of, numbers, but I have to give the edge to Dak so far.
Yeah, I mean, after year one, definitely. What I've seen from Dak in the pocket concerns me as a whole at times, but this is another jump year for him. Does he take a little step backwards, or does he continue to progress? I think Wentz progresses. I think this defense is better. The front seven should be a top 10 front seven in football. The guy in the middle of your defense, Fletcher Cox, needs to act like it. And I think if them things go well and this team stays healthy, I think they can win this division. Just because I'm not sold on Eli anymore. He's getting older. And I'm not sold on am I sold on the Cowboys and their offensive line? No question about it. Dez getting a little older, right? Still a good receiver, getting a little older. Okay, Zeke going to be going for 6. Okay, Darren McFadden's always on the bench. He's always hurt. So I love how Cowboys fans will spin it to you because that's what we do as fans. Well, Darren McFadden used to be, we'll be all right. We got a great offensive line. They're not Ezekiel Elliott. As much as we want to hate on Zeke, he's a pup. He's a stud. Okay, they're not him. That's a step back. How does Dak handle that? Not having him back here. That defense, if Jason Garrett, like he does at times, likes to get cute, throw the football a little bit more, right? Which the best thing for them last year was Tony getting hurt and Dak having to go in because now it makes them run the football and control the clock, right, which is what they have to do to win because of their defense. Still not sold on the defense side of the football over there. And who's covering? Nolan Carroll? We dealt with that last year. So I'm not in love. I like Byron Jones a lot, even though I'm a Cowboy hater. I think he's a real good cover guy.
Nah, he's a stud.
I like him a lot. Sean Lee, if he's on the field, we know he's a stud. Concussion come calling, I don't know. But I'm just not in love. There's no guys on their defense I say, oh, yeah, that's a big money guy. That's a stud. So does Jason get cute is the question. Does he start throwing the ball a little bit too much when Zeke's out? Does he continue to control the clock? I think he's going to get a little cute this year, which means I think they take a little step back. They're still a wild card team to me, though. Oh. Still a wild card team.
Coming back to the Birds for a second.
Sorry, that was long.
It's okay. It was good.
I don't know where the hell I was going.
Fired up.
Some good insight, actually. I had called an anonymous tip. And I cannot reveal it because somebody could get in a whole hell of a lot of trouble.
We're in the business of getting guys in trouble.
But just say the Birds were working on something in practice yesterday. It's a wrinkle that we haven't seen here in quite a while, but if they pull it out this week, it could be real interesting, and it could cause some problems for the Washington defense. Talking 5 wide. You had...
When our 5 running backs wide, you kept them all.
Well, you had Alshon. You had, was it Alshon, Nelson on one side with Ertz in the slot. Torrey and Mac Hollins on the other side with Sproles in the backfield. Wentz operating out of the gun. No huddle.
Just all go.
And it's back, Mike. And we're back to the no huddle. Here we go. I'm a big fan of the no. I'm a big fan of the no huddle at times, like when Rodgers does it and other guys do it. When you pick your spots, yeah,
I'd have to assume it's probably the 2-minute because Doug's all about slowing the game down. He's not Chip Kelly, but I mean, you look at what happened in the preseason. I mean, every time the Eagles went no huddle in the preseason,
he's more comfortable like that.
Yeah, they were extremely efficient. So, who knows?
Ronald Darby, in or out?
What do
You guys
mean?
happy with the signing? I mean, they obviously had to make a move at cornerback there.
I think it's a huge upgrade over what they
Yeah,
had.
it's definitely. I mean, you could bring in one of us maybe, and it would have been an upgrade. I catch some flack from my friends because I'm not quite sold. He's a little short, and they talk about that play with Devontae Parker where he kind of jumped over. I'm like, well, he's going to face Dez, Brandon Marshall, Terrell Pryor a couple times a year. And the funny thing was, that I think he ranked 75th or 76th like that last year out of corners and passing yards allowed per coverage snap. And the only two guys that were worse were McKelvin and the Eagles corners. They were like 81st and 82nd. So it was like, well, what are you bringing in here? So we'll see. New scheme, new chance. I'll give him a chance.
I think when he was at his best, he was in Schwartz's system.
Yeah.
And I think that bringing him back to play with Schwartz, Buffalo didn't really have a pass rush last year. So hopefully our front seven is able to get some sort of rush to where he's not on an island. He's an upgrade over our cones that we had.
Oh, I love it because I don't even think he's your one. Go ahead.
No, I think Sidney Jones is a clear-cut one on this team once he's healthy. Right now, I think it's kind of a toss-up between him and Jalen.
I think it's Mills, and I don't think it's up for debate. To me, from what I've seen of Jalen Mills, I mean, he's physical. He's
You like the
confident.
attitude. You like the attitude.
Confident, and
It doesn't matter that he gets burned as long as he's just cocky.
He's just cocky and confident. He's physical. He's physical at the line of
He's got
scrimmage.
a short memory, and
He
cornerbacks
does.
need that.
He does, and I love when a ball's overthrown. He gives you this. You didn't even do nothing, but I love it though because at least you're into the game. You can tell you're showing me that you're into the game, and I like his confidence. I like a little bit of his swag, as the kids like to say, but I really do. And now I think, like Mike said, it could be a toss-up, but if I'm looking at my number one corner, it's Jalen Mills. If I got to go, who am I putting on? Depending on speed situations, because I'm not going to put Mills on Odell. Darby's faster, so I got to go. I'll put Darby. But now with Dez, who's more physical, that's where I'm going to go Jalen Mills. So I think if Jim Schwartz picks his spots here on who covers who in his division, I think it could end up being good matchups for the Eagles.
I'm actually looking forward.
Not that none of it's good matchups because you're going against puppies, but you know what I mean.
I'm actually looking forward this week to seeing Jalen Mills against Terrell Pryor and Ronald Darby against Josh Doxson. Because it's size on size, strength on strength, or speed on speed. So that'll be pretty interesting.
I love how Mills is our physical guy, like he's Bobby Taylor.
Go figure, right? But I mean, wasn't Darby on? Wasn't he in Pro Football Focus's top 25 under 25?
I think he was their defensive rookie of the year 2015
2 years ago.
or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Under Schwartz? No.
Last year, I think QB's had like a 105 rating when they were throwing at him. So it was a tale of two different seasons for
Well,
him.
you thank Mario
This
Williams
is third,
for some
right?
of that.
This is Darby's third, correct?
Third year, yeah.
Okay, so you did have, he had Schwartz for that first year. Sean Spielman chiming in here. What up, Sean? Tom, crabs are contagious. And Nelson can't catch crabs from a $2 hooker in Audubon. Wendy Robinson said easy, they're $3. And I asked him, who's your slot guy? Who's the Giants slot guy on defense? Who's your nickel guy? And he said Sterling Shepard. No.
No, that'd be your
Wrong
nickel
side
guy
of
on
the ball.
offense.
So I hit him with defense. Hopefully he's still listening. Sean, who's the Giants nickel guy?
That's the problem. We don't know. And we don't know because he's probably not anybody.
My point was he's going to toast them. So
Yeah.
enjoy. That's all. That's all I had on that. So there are division winners.
All right.
So let's take it a step further. Who's your two wild cards from each? And we'll go from there. So starting the AFC, boys, who's your two wild cards, AFC?
AFC, I'm going to go Kansas City.
All right.
And I'm going to go Tennessee.
Kansas City, Tennessee for Mr. Malakovic.
I had Kansas City and Cincinnati.
Kansas City, Cincinnati for Mike.
Kansas City and Houston.
Kansas City and Houston. I like that. I'm going to go Raiders. Because I didn't want to pick them to win the division because I'm a moron, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Arnone. He'll be here all week. Try the veal.
I don't know why I'm doing this. I really don't know why. I like the Texans defense a lot. I just think the Dolphins are a really good football team. And I know people are going to take shots at Cutler, and I understand all that. But he's in a comfortable situation with Adam Gase. I love Adam Gase. I think if all things are equal, he's going to win a Super Bowl before it's all said and done. I think he's a real good football guy. Really smart.
Gase or Cutler?
Gase. Not Cutler. Cutler's not winning a Super Bowl. But I think Adam Gase, in the right situation, I think he's that smart football guy. If he gets the right groceries, like Parcells used to say, I think he's in a good spot where he can win a Super Bowl. Maybe not with Miami, but I just think he's that football smart that I like him.
The only problem I have with that pick is if Jarvis Landry does wind up getting suspended, I don't think Kenny still steps into that role missing a beat. I think it's a real substantial drop-off for them on the offensive side of the ball. Now, can Jay Ajayi pick it up, knowing that short passing game may not be as potent?
I'll tell you
Could be.
Their best wide receiver
Jay Cutler
isn't Jarvis Landry.
And looked like the
Still, it's
Devontae Parker.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you. Their best receiver to me is not Jarvis Landry. It is Devontae Parker. Now, Landry hurts. Don't get me wrong. I know nobody's questioning that. But I'm looking at going into this year, I like more what I've seen out of Devontae Parker, really, as more like that number one type guy going forward. He's still young. Obviously, they both are. Landry's more of a big play guy. Not that Parker isn't. Parker is too, but I like Parker's build. I just do. I don't know why.
Cutler called him a faster Alshon, and he played with Alshon for a couple of years. So
to me, he's
I'm
got
as close to Cutler. Win it.
To me, he's got to prove it. He's got to prove it.
No question. No question about it.
Devontae Parker's been in the league, 2 years?
Yeah, he's had some nagging injuries.
Yeah. And he's done nothing yet, so he's got to prove it.
What, he had 900 last year?
Something like that.
Something in that range.
I mean, not great, but solid.
And I think he missed a few.
Yeah, I think he
missed
did.
a few.
But no, you're right. We say it all the time. Best availabilities. Or best abilities, availability.
Yep.
We say that one. We don't say the first one. So I'm gonna go Fins up there as the other wild card over the Texans, even though I love their defense. It's so hard not. But who am I going to leave out? The Raiders?
Yeah.
Again,
Well, and I think other than your Dolphins, I think everybody else, we were all
chalk.
We all had the same
the division winner or the
right.
wild card.
Regardless, I think we all had the same 7 of 8 teams, except for Mr. Dolphins over here.
I just think he's going to sling it. I'm with you. He's going to sling it.
I'm with you.
I don't know why. I mean, you get motivated when you go to a good football team again.
And
you find a little bit of what you were.
And South Beach.
Yeah, and you're not throwing in 20-degree weather.
Wait. So
now
he's not standing naked looking at the Pacific Ocean. He's standing naked looking at the Atlantic Ocean.
Well, not anymore.
If it's still
maybe
there.
not after this week.
If Miami's still there.
Jesus.
We're
Maybe
terrible
I'll
human
switch the
beings. We
cigarettes
just
to a
laugh.
vape pen now, too.
Clean his act up. Oh, my goodness.
From broadcast booth to MVP in 5 months.
Well, listen, if you want to watch Jay Cutler and the Dolphins and you're in Miami and all your TVs are out and you got to relocate, Stream Smart. Stream Smart, Vinny. Get Stream Smart every NFL game, every Major League game, every college game. If you're in the UFC, buy everything. I mean, I can go on lists. We don't need lists. Everything. Stream Smart, Vinny, where you can find it. Use the A2D promo code. Hook yourself up. Treat yourself. I know you need to treat yourself. We got to get you.
Yeah.
We got to get you one. You're too much of a junkie.
I'm too much of a degenerate not to have one.
The man who has 2 TVs side by side doesn't have Stream Smart.
And I have a third that I have to set up.
Guy's racking a cable bill, $400 for one guy. NFC boys, who's your
He buys splitters like I buy bottled water.
Time to hydrate. Wildcard team.
Brought to you by Monster Energy.
What is that? What you want me to do, Greg? The little.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I'm going to go Minnesota as 1, and I'm going to go.
Keep it rolling. Keep the people out.
I'm going to go San Fran as my 2nd.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Nothing was a debate here.
Just drop the bomb.
Wow. I mean, listen.
Wait, hold on. Can I ask him a question?
Go ahead.
Did you play FanDuel this week or something?
No.
Because that might be the biggest contrarian play that I've heard this year. It's like Greg's like nobody else is going to pick San Francisco. I'm all over them.
No,
I'm all over them.
Come on, anybody take that pick from me.
They are 250 to 1 odds to win the Super Bowl.
Here we
the
go.
lowest odds. So you're going to put at least $1 on. You win $250.
Definitely.
You are a degenerate too.
Oh, I am.
It's beautiful.
It'll be a couple dollars.
Lenny Robinson, let's go real quick. Gase is one we let get away for fucking Dougie. Exact words. I read what's on the prompter. Sean Spielman, Apple and Jenkins outside. DRC's in the slot there. He'll be injured by week 4 or get soft again. Nell's going to eat him up.
Or go have 12 more kids.
He's going to eat him up. But I'm saying Nelson Aguilar is going to eat somebody up. But he is.
That's Antonio.
Same. Runs in a family.
Probably, it's a family thing.
Can you imagine the first ball that bounces off Aguilar's hands at the link? Ugh. Is he past that? I mean, is he?
I think he is.
I actually think he
He
is.
is.
I mean, it was ridiculous when I went down there for their open practice during training camp. Anytime a ball got near him, Like, the place just roared. It's almost like the Eagles fans. Yeah, the Eagles fans realized that they shit on him so hard last year that now they're just like, it's like we're gonna take him and we're gonna lift him. We're gonna lift him to the heavens.
Well, he took a mental game break. He took a mental game break last year because he couldn't handle it.
Now he's like Baby Creed for Philly.
Sean Spielman color is sponsored by Marlboro. If the Dolphins make the playoffs, he gets a year's supply of smokes. Can I get in on that deal? Where do I sign up? Lenny Gase is an excellent coach. Players love and play for him. Rob Povia, who's right over there. Landry has more value with Tannehill. Parker rises with Cutler.
Good scenario.
Cutler locks in on his number ones. That's a good point.
That's a good one.
Right.
Lenny, in the AFC, Oakland, Tennessee is who he went in the AFC. So NFC, Greg made his too.
I had Dallas and Carolina. We're talking about wild cards?
Yeah.
Dallas and Carolina.
Dallas and Carolina.
So you got no Eagles love in the playoffs this year, huh?
I did not.
All right.
I have another bold prediction for the Eagles when we're done.
Okay. I have Eagles and Buccaneers. Which means
because that's right. You had Carolina win the South.
That means, and not only do I not have Atlanta in the playoffs, I have them finishing dead last in that division.
Get the Eagles and Bucks as your wild cards?
I do.
He's still running.
Why you got to remind me of that? I'm cold all of a sudden.
It did get a little chilly
Damn
in
it.
here.
Two Steelers in the under.
I'm going Falcons and Giants. Cowboys not in. And the only reason the Giants are in this playoff spot over a couple other teams was because of their defense. And strictly, that's the only reason I love Landon Collins that much, even though I hate the Giants. But they are loaded on that side of the football.
Yeah.
Now,
Robbie,
offense is going
did you
to be a
want me to
problem.
share?
Somebody got to lead the girls out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I continue to said for the last 3 months, I think they're going to take a step back. I'm not going to take it back now, 4 days away from the start, or a day till tomorrow. Right? I'm not going to take it back now. I don't like Dak Prescott. Not because of the Cowboys. I don't like what I saw. Anybody can throw the ball deep. Okay? All right? Yeah. Did he do well with Beasley in the slot? Yeah. But just the footwork in the pocket I wasn't in love with. Him going through his reads I wasn't in love with. Okay? I think when you take away a running game, right, and you don't have to load the box, because teams load the box to make him beat them. Well, he's not bad. Okay, he maybe beat you. I think when it evens out, he's gonna struggle. He's gonna struggle. I think it was not a 1 year wonder, but I don't know.
You got a sophomore slump coming up.
I got more than a sophomore slump. I really do. He's not a franchise guy. That's gonna be made clear with the 6th game with no Zeke. You heard it, goddamn here. No agenda. He's not a franchise guy. He looked like a franchise guy. So could I. Alex freaking Smith could look like a franchise guy with Zeke running for freaking 1,700 yards. They were road graders. It was back in the 90s where you could drive Mack trucks through the hole. I mean, the protection he got, 6-7 seconds to throw the ball. Any quarterback's going to look good in that situation.
He actually got pressured more often than Wentz.
But I think he created some of his own pressure, too.
Yeah, by holding on to a little.
Yeah, holding on. Happy feet moving around a little bit too early, which Wentz did a lot of, too, where, you go through one read and then you start moving. And you start moving and you start trying to roll the pocket and do things like that. But I don't know. Is it Cowboys hate? Maybe. Do I hate the big ball in Dallas? Of course. Okay. Do I like Jerry? Sure.
You don't want him to luck into another franchise QB.
Yeah, this can't happen. Like, that can't happen.
What was the story? He wanted to draft Manziel, or was it Stephen Jones or they had a tackle?
No, he did. Yeah, he wanted to trade back up for Manziel.
Was it the Zach Martin pick or something?
Yeah,
I think it was one of those guys.
Yeah, it was Zach Martin pick.
He wants to screw up the QB pick, but he just can't help it. They fall in his lap.
So hopefully he drafted Dak. That's just my bold prediction when it comes to the Cowboys and him.
All right.
So, moving on.
Conference champions.
Conference champs. So let's go AFC. Who's in the AFC championship game? Who you guys got?
I have New England and Oakland.
I got New England Chiefs.
And a winner.
GOAT.
Okay.
I just had Pittsburgh winning the conference. I guess they would have to play at home, though, because they need home field advantage because Roethlisberger forgets how to play quarterback on the road. So I'll have them over the Pats.
He's too busy raping on the road. Too soon? Too soon, Big Ben?
Never too soon.
He's got other things on his mind on road trips.
It's interesting because my AFC conference final is Pittsburgh at the Raiders, and that's Raiders all day.
By the way, we don't condone
No,
Ben
we don't.
Roethlisberger's actions.
We just bust on him constantly.
We just constantly have to bring it up when football season comes around. All right. Who'd you take again? Give it to me again.
I got Pittsburgh at the Raiders.
Pittsburgh got the Raiders.
Raiders all day.
Raiders winning it. I'm going Chiefs, Pats, in an upset.
Big Red.
Big Red to the bowl.
Nah, wow.
My man.
Interesting.
Yep.
So does
Is Alex Smith the quarterback of this team, or is Mahomes the quarterback of this team?
Alex Smith.
I like it. I would have more faith if it was Mahomes.
Probably me too, but
You know what I mean?
I don't have faith in Mahomes beating Belichick as a rookie. You could cancel that out.
Well, no, I mean I agree with that, but I just think Mahomes has got that I don't give a crap attitude. So let's sling it all over the place and see what happens.
Why not turn it? I mean, he was our PFF's highest, graded quarterback in
Yeah.
the preseason, but he just flicks his wrist and it's just like,
Yeah, it's insane.
That's what happens when your dad's a former major league pitcher.
I was going to say the same damn thing. That's great. That's a great point. But he does. He's just like a flick of the wrist.
Yep.
He does look really good. But again, you have a guy who's won you a lot of football games. So you got to lose football games to almost give it away this year. So I don't see them losing many football games.
But what if they go into like a 2 or 3 game stretch where like because they're going to. Andy's teams always do it.
How about I say this? It doesn't matter to me which one's at the helm.
I was curious.
No, like just to make it like I don't care. I think they're that deep of a football team, especially the defense side of the football. And I love the way their running backs are. I think Kareem Hunt's going to have a monster year.
Well, it's interesting you said that because what I was going to say was you want to look at Kansas City and you look what they have on the defensive side of the ball. And then you take their offense and you could conceivably have Kareem Hunt with a 1,100-yard season, Travis Kelce with a 1,000-yard season at tight end, and Tyreek Hill with 1,000 combined yards rushing and receiving. And it's over 3,000 yards of total offense out of 3 guys.
And your defense is going to keep you in every football game.
Sure.
They really are. So we'll see. It's good. I mean, I'm saying they're beating the Patriots.
So does that start tomorrow? Do they set the tone?
Where is that at Foxborough?
Yeah.
Yeah, Super Bowl champion always opens at home on Thursday night.
Yep,
so.
they take him down. Yep. Or at least they cover. You can write the cover in.
Yeah, it's 8.5.
Oh, 8.5?
Yeah.
Oh, where do I sign?
That's a field goal game.
Actually, which means the Patriots roll because I'm like, for the first weekend of college football.
I'll get it. Last night it was 8.5. I'll get it to you.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot for a good defense. I'll take the 8.5.
Kareem Hunt, if I'm not mistaken, broke more tackles than anyone else in college football last year. He's the truth.
Yeah,
So,
that's all I've been hearing, too, is about him. 9? Wow. Get it in now. Get it in now before Vegas starts making you go the other way. NFC, guys?
I'm going Green Bay. This is totally off the head. Green Bay over the Bucks.
So you got the Bucks going to the NFC
I do,
Championship
yeah.
game. I like your style.
I believe, like we talked about, not only Winston, but I really believe in that defense. I think Gerald McCoy is a problem up front.
Uh-huh.
I'll go with Green Bay over the Giants for paybacks for one of those Eli on the road Super Bowl runs.
Sean Spielman, good night, ladies. Good night, Sean.
Good night, Sean.
Thanks for jumping in, brother.
Sleep
Mike,
well.
love your NFC East winner. Great show again. What can I watch? What can Brown do for you? He's a UPS driver. He likes to slip it in. The one else now.
There we go.
Love it. All right, who's up? Sorry.
It's me. My NFC conference title game is Seahawks, division winner out of the West, over the Buccaneers as the second wild card. So I too have the Bucs going to the NFC conference championship game.
All right, let's get cute here. I'm going Tampa in, and I'm going.
Is that 3 Tampas?
You know where I'm going.
Hard Knocks.
You know where I'm going.
Oh, we know. 13-3. Just mark it down Sunday morning, 13-3.
No, I'm a fan of shoving it up Eagles fans' asses sometimes because even though I'm one, they freaking drive me crazy. Like we're talking about running this guy out of town, and he didn't even coach year 2 yet. The guy's all of a sudden a dope after 1 year. The guy's been around too much good football to be a goddamn dope. Okay, I'll put that on the table right now. Listen, coach of the year, Doug Peterson, just because I like to things work in mysterious ways. I have no right. Can't believe I'm saying this.
He likes to snowball effect shit.
Eagles, Bucks, little rematch, NFC title game. I'll go Tampa.
So your brain woke up for a second there.
So
I don't know if I woke up at all. Look who I got in the NFC Championship game.
your Super Bowl is Kansas City, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, we'll switch
So
up.
does Tampa Bay shock the Eagles at home again?
Sure.
Are people going to be on the bridge? Or?
Yeah, we're jumping.
Yeah.
See, I would actually have that game in Tampa. I think Tampa, record-wise, is probably just a tick better than the Birds, and they get that game in Tampa.
Don't trust that pick.
Not a
Don't-
bad.
don't-
No, it's a fun,
not a bad road trip.
It's a fun pick. No, not
not
a
a
bad road trip at all. Not in January.
I just figured I'd have a little fun with it because
Why
I
not?
don't know who's going to touch the Eagles.
I mean, I took San Fran.
Listen, they're not.
I mean, I picked San Fran.
You did.
I mean, for
they're not. Listen, they're not. They're not going to get the NFC Championship game. Okay, but if
you're talking bold predictions, you never know.
If the kid's legit and becomes more of the franchise guy we think he can be, that's not off the table. If we're talking Tampa Bay being there, you look at defenses. Yeah, they got a really good defense. Got some Pro Bowlers on our defense too. So if they're healthy and things work out, and we can get to the quarterback like we talk about, why not?
Well,
why not? Why not us?
Can we jump into the time machine for a second here?
Yeah, jump away.
So let's rewind back to the early 2000s. Donovan McNabb's second full season as a starter. The Eagles went to the NFC Championship game. They lost to the greatest show on turf in St. Louis in a 4-point game. Now, granted, he had a half a season after Doug Peterson, so it was a half a season, a full season, second full season.
And Torrance Small and Charles.
Yeah, and Drek at receiver. So if you're looking at Carson Wentz coming into his second full season with those kinds of weapons, it's not out of the question. I mean, I don't think it's as far-fetched as some people think. Now, do a lot of things really have to go right?
Well, they're going to have to get a bye because they have 16 games in a row.
Yeah. Well, that and, for the Eagles, there's no Jim Johnson defense either.
Right.
So Schwartz is suddenly going to have to become like the next coming. But I don't think the Eagles in the NFC Championship game is as far-fetched as some people might think.
No.
And that's my 2 cents.
No, I don't think it's crazy. I mean, like you said, if I said it again, if he takes steps forward like he's supposed to, it's not out of the question. Because if he doesn't take steps forward, well, guess who that's on? We know that guy? Howie? We know Howie? So that's how that's how I look at it.
Our guy.
Yep, our guy.
All right, so let's do our Super Bowls.
Oh.
Well, I got New England versus Green Bay, and I'm not picking against the GOAT.
Sticking with the GOAT,
I'm sticking with the GOAT.
Thinking with the GOAT.
I got Pittsburgh over Green Bay in the Super Bowl. Too much offense. I mean, Martavis coming back. The 2 years that he played, Roethlisberger led the league in passing. I think last year he stepped back to like 9th or 10th. You had Le'Veon in, assuming for a whole year. I mean, I don't know how you stop these guys, so I like offense.
Yeah, I don't know how you stop him either.
It's tough.
It really is. Mike?
Fellas, I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm going Raiders over the Seahawks.
No, I love it. I love it.
In the Super Bowl.
Little revenge game.
Little
there.
revenge game.
And let me guess, they probably run the ball.
On the 1 yard line. Yep. You know it's coming, Greg.
And I'm just here so I don't get fined.
That's good. I like that.
So, Bucks,
I think
Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Chiefs. Chiefs win it all.
Big Red pops a cherry.
Big Red pops cherry. This is my second year picking the Chiefs to get there, so we'll see. See how that goes. Which means they won't get there. Okay? So don't go out there betting the Chiefs, putting the mortgage on it. I'm not responsible. Take the other way. Take the other side. That's how we win you money here. Take the other side of my guarantees.
Nice.
No, usually at the beginning of the season, my guarantees are hot, and then I start getting cute. Like my NFC predictions.
You're also the man that made me draft DeMarco Murray in a live fantasy football draft during our show.
When? 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we were all in. We were all in.
We saw how that worked out.
I was a stewardess on the plane that he flew in on to sign his deal. I was so jacked up to get him. Liar. He's a liar. That's what he is. He's a liar. He's a crumb, and I'll never respect him. Never respect him. Even though he went and did good things in Tennessee, that just shows me how crummish you are, how much of a quitter you are. That's what that shows me. You had to tell, you son of a bitch. You came here, and you purposely, it's like Jerry slipped him $100,000. Go there and be a shell of yourself. and screw it to him. And he did. Got a little side money.
Because we don't like Chip Kelly.
And run sweeps all year.
Yeah, run sweeps with a power back. Great move. All right, so we're going to take a break. On the other side, we'll continue. We'll continue our NFL talk.
Yeah,
predictions.
we do our postseason awards when we come back.
Most valuable player, offensive, defensive rookie of the year, NFL coach of the year. We'll talk some J.P. Crawford and the Phillies. Talk some our fantasy draft here at A2D Radio as well. All that, much more coming up. Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM.
A2DRadio.com. It's brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, our certified public accountant. Make them yours. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com, as well as Soap Stash, the new soap standard. Soap Stash LLC on Facebook, SoapStash.com on the World Wide Web. Does anybody say that anymore? World Wide Web?
The interwebs.
Right?
No, I think it's called the internet.
I was just getting cute, Greg, like we've been doing all show. The best in the business. Hashtag no notes. We'll be back in a few.
You're listening to the worldwide leader of real talk, A2D Radio.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
Get your skills in shape, then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM in the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, on A2D Radio.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
Get your skills in shape, then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer, LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, here on A2D Radio.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
Get your skills in shape, then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2D Radio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM in the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
Tom Arnone, Big Mikey Smalls, Tom, Mike, AM, in the PM, only on A2D Radio.com. Well, welcome back, Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
A2D Radio.com, live from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios. BMW Atlantic City, off exit 37 of the Parkway. Find them online, BMWOfAtlanticCity.com. Every Wednesday night, we are brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make them yours, Gibson Mayer LLC. On the web, GibsonMayer.com. Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Mike Castiglione, Greg Milakovic, Rob Povia on the ones and twos. Nailed it.
And we are the only show on sports radio with our own fog machine.
And that is true.
That's true.
If you're just joining
That's
us,
a fact.
if you're just joining us, our poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find on the web, ScanzanoSports.com. Team Combat. We're head coaches, dude, and we just win trophies.
It happens.
We develop kids. Like I tell everybody, I got my ring. I'm in it for developmental. I don't care if I go home with a trophy like a lot of the trophy chasers. But we still get them, Greg.
We do get them.
Still get them.
Oh, no, though. That first base coach you bring in every now and then is a little questionable.
Costs us a couple games. Look at Mickey Morandini over here.
And he probably don't keep the book at the same time.
No, that is impressive. That really is. I got to give you some kudos. Booking and coaching. I mean, I have trouble with just doing the one.
Yeah, because you definitely don't keep a book.
No, I don't worry about that.
Why worry about a book?
Because somebody's got a book. Like, somebody has a book. I'm worried about the ball club. I'm worried about filling out runs later. I go around. How many did you score? Did you score? Raise your hand. We do the old like rec ball. Raise your hand if you scored.
Who scored this inning?
I'll tell you what, though. Greg, funniest thing ever, though, was that last time I'm with him, and it had to be like the first inning of the game, and there's a left-handed kid pitching, and runner gets on base, and it's like the second pitch the kid throws. Tom and I, you couldn't have planned it any better. Him on one side of the diamond, me on the other side of the diamond, both of us at the same time. That's a balk! Like, just screaming. And then the umpire looks over and is like, I got it. And he doesn't call it. So after the inning, I'm walking across the infield, and I call the umpire over. I'm like, why didn't you call that? And he goes, if you would have just asked me to watch him, I probably would have called it. But when you guys tried to call it for me, you kind of blew it because then the kid started stopping.
I call for him all the time.
But it was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. Just
you got to play the umpires. They're a little temperamental. You got to massage them a little bit.
Hey, stereo from both sides of the diamond.
From doing both sides of it, you do have to massage.
You do got to massage a little bit. You're not going to get the first one. You got to get the third one, though.
But I'll yell balk every time, even if it's like a semi balk.
Run across the diamond.
I'm hoping to screw him up. Oh, I have run across diamonds. I've been known to give him a mouthful, just enough for him to be like, "That's your warning." Good. Now you lock it. And he knows I said that to him. You lock it. Let's go. We're trying to play. My guys are competing here. Will you lock in? Everybody else is here but you.
You lock it up.
Everybody here. You lock it up. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. It's great. It's the greatest line of all time. So our poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Which team will win the Super Bowl? Pats, Pack, Raiders, Seahawks, other. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us. We're going to jump in now to predictions. NFL Most Valuable Player, Offense and Defensive Rookie of the Year, NFL Coach of the Year. Talk a little JP Crawford later on. And if we got time, we'll jump into our fantasy team. So, boys, let's start with the most valuable player.
Well,
right out of the jump.
I mean, you guys are going to notice a theme here because I went Raiders as my Super Bowl winner, and my NFL MVP is Derek Carr. I just think with the talent that he has around him, if he stays healthy with Amari Cooper, Michael Crabtree, Seth Roberts, their flavor of the week at tight end, whoever they want to run out there, plus Marshawn Lynch out of the backfield, I think this could be the big breakout year for Derek Carr.
I mean, if they win the Super Bowl, it's going to be because of him. So, obviously, that ties, you're right, It ties in. My Super Bowl was the Pats. It's easy to go Tom Brady, but as I kind of alluded to earlier, I'm going to give the MVP to J.J. Watt. I think it's going to be kind of almost sentimental, ceremonial for what he's doing right now. I think I saw today crossed $27 million.
That's crazy.
In his GoFund, in his charity thing, he wanted to do $200,000. It's like $27 million. And I had him winning the division, so I think if they're going to do that and get to the playoffs, it's going to be because of their defense, and it's going to be because of what he brings to the defense. as I think one of the commenters brought up, you have Watt and Clowney,
Yeah.
and then you can't forget about Cushing there in the middle. So their defense, obviously, we all are on. And I think if they do make any type of run, it's going to be because of him. But I think he might get it just as a ceremonial type of thing.
Well, I had the Steelers winning the Super Bowl, and even though it's a long shot because of the position, I'm going to go with Le'Veon Bell and say he'll get paid like he wants to as a receiver and a running back because he believes he's that valuable. And I think he is, even though you might look at what D'Angelo Williams did when he wasn't around.
He might be that valuable.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, we actually have breaking news real quick from Major League Baseball. Cleveland Indians top the White Sox 5-1, joining the 1912-1913 Giants and 1935-36 Cubs as the only club to have 14-plus game winning streaks in 2 consecutive seasons.
They're pretty good.
Tito's getting it done again.
Yeah, he does. Finds ways to win.
They're pretty good.
A little bit. They could swing it.
Just a little. Yes, sir.
But no, I like Le'Veon.
Yeah.
It's a good pick.
He's solid.
Ah, man. He was talking about the Steelers' offense, Le'Veon. I'll go with the quarterback there. I think we can all agree that offense is going to have a lot of firepower. I might not have him get into the Super Bowl, but that's not going to affect the numbers he's going to put up in the regular season. So I'll go Big Ben.
Let me ask you a question. If he does win the MVP, does all that talk of this being his last year stop? Does he come back? Or is he going out with a bang?
I think the only way he goes out is,
Dinich.
this year is almost like Peyton-ish, where he goes out winning the whole thing. I think the competitive fire always creeps back up, especially when you got that much offensive talent. It's hard to just walk away from that. It's almost the same thing like Color coming back to come into a team with a ton of offensive talent. It's the same thing here. Not as obviously Pittsburgh's better in that situation, but it's the same thing. Like it's hard to walk away from. Now if he wins the Super Bowl, maybe that's an easier way to ride off on the horse and call it a career. But
otherwise, he's going to be hungrier to come back.
Especially if he throws kind of TDs we think he can throw.
If he has the type of year that he's winning an MVP.
Yeah, it's hard to be like, that's it.
And maybe he gets beat, maybe Tom does beat him, and he had a great year, and he's like, this sucks. I can't go out like this. And I think you're right. I just think I think it depends on the year, though. If he gets beat up again.
He takes a beating.
Yeah.
Well, if he's Ben who gets beat up, obviously the MVP's off the table. But I'm going to go, I think, how we think. I'm going to go that he's going to play a full season. Not sure how he's going to get through it because he's a warrior. Takes a lot of big hits, but he does play through more injuries than anybody that I've seen in my lifetime. I mean, have you seen a guy play through more? I mean, I don't remember a guy who's played through more.
Ben Roethlisberger, torn ACL, MCL, and patella, out 2 weeks.
Yeah, like what? He might come back early.
It's just what he does.
He might be ready for the second half.
He's got defensive linemen hanging him off him.
He's actually going to come back early, and he'll be back next week. It's amazing. So let's go Rookie of the Years.
We give them both together, or are we going to do one side of the ball or not?
Yeah, give them both together.
Okay. My offensive, I'm going to go Joe Mixon. I know you like him to get to the playoffs, the Bengals. So I think he's just going to have a really good year with that offense. And my defense is going to be the guy out there in the middle in San Francisco. You knew that was coming. However, I will throw the caveat: if the Eagles' defense is what we think they could be, a lot of that's going to be because of Derek Barnett. Okay. So I will say he is up there.
He is. Yep.
Yeah. Just if they had the year we think they're going to have on defense.
No question.
My Rookie of the Year defense will be Reuben Foster, PFF's top-graded rookie linebacker this preseason. There's only noise of the off-field stuff, and he's been actually making plays, causing turnovers and stuff like that. He's going to rack up a lot of tackles. And not as a slight to Derek Barnett. I think that was a good pick by the Eagles. He's getting a lot of pressure. Offense, I'm going to go with Leonard Fournette. Dark horse, Marlon Mack, but he's going to need an injury to happen.
We'll just circle the board here. I'll go Kareem Hunt, offensive Rookie of the Year, and defense. I'm going to stay right with you boys. I'm going Reuben Foster.
Well, you're gonna see a theme here from me because I don't come off of the guys that I love on this one. My offensive Rookie of the Year is Dalvin Cook. My defensive Rookie of the Year is Derek Barnett. And I actually think that there's a good chance that if everything falls where I think it could, Derek Barnett could actually wind up in the conversation for league defensive player of the year. My gut tells me that he's just going to be that good right out of the box. And a lot of the Reuben Foster frustration, I think Reuben Foster is going to be a stud, but I think a lot of the Reuben Foster frustration is going to go away when Eagles fans see exactly how good Derek Barnett can be.
It's like Brandon Graham all them years later after Earl Thomas.
Yeah.
I still take Earl.
Oh, yeah. But
that's a no-brainer.
The thing about
Thank you,
Barnett
Captain
is,
Obvious.
yeah, I mean, he is a savage off the end. I mean, I think we can all agree from what we've seen.
He needs that second pass rushing move to
really solidify his whole repertoire. But I love him, and I don't think there's if Vinny Carey starts over him. I know it's just a starter role, but you draft a guy top 15. Okay, Vinny Carey's underachieved his whole career. We've seen out Derek Barnett in the preseason. He can go get the quarterback. He needs to be on the field first snap, opening day. He deserves that because that you picked him to deserve that. You picked him because that was a whole of your football team you claimed. You know what I mean? You're not reaching that early in the draft, right? You're going best player available, right? That's the best player available for you, Howie. He needs to be on the field. No ifs, ands, or buts. I don't care how much money you're paying goddamn Vinny Carey. That's not my fault.
He didn't break Reggie White's sack record.
Yeah.
So I get a bet going with a buddy on Derek Barnett's sack total.
All right.
And I think we set it at 8.5.
This year?
Yeah.
I hope you took the over.
I went under.
I would have gone on.
Well, he's a Tennessee guy, so he was hyping him up. This is when I was in my anti-Derek Barnett, or not anti-Derek Barnett, but just anti the pick over Reuben Foster.
I'm going 10.
So you're going over.
And I'm telling you that he's getting 2 out of the gate on Sunday.
You're under as well?
Yeah, I would say something like 6, but with a bunch of
I was
pressures.
thinking 7. That was where my number was, a 7, 6, 7.
Yeah, I'm thinking, what's it, 8?
I think we put it at 8.5. Maybe it's 7.5. I got to go back and look.
Well, 7.5, I'll go over.
Well, if he's a rotational player, I'd be happy with 6 or 7 sacks if he's also disrupting things in the backfield.
Of course. All right. So, where do we go from there, boys?
Coach of the year.
Coach of the year. I'll stick with my guy. I already said it. We're going to the championship game. I'll take Doug.
Dougie Fresh.
I want to see the odds of that are. See the
Greg?
odds over here.
I don't have him making the playoffs, but I'm going to go Adam Gase down there in Miami. I'm going to go Adam. I like Tom. I think Adam's a good football guy, and I think they're just going to miss the playoffs to the point where he's going to be in the conversation.
I'll go with Mike Tomlin just because to keep with my theme of the Steelers. But if I had to pick a coach that's making a coaching change switch that might have an impact, Kyle Shanahan.
Interesting. I have to stick with my line here. You don't have the Raiders win the Super Bowl and Derek Carr win the MVP without Jack Del Rio winning Coach of the Year.
True story. All right, good picks, boys. All right, now we're going to switch gears.
As we do this, I'm going to find the odds for Dougie P.
Oh, it's plus 3,300.
And I'll say that Howie Roseman gets canned by the end of this year.
Oh, I like you.
Oh yeah, before we go to JP, give me your 3 bold predictions.
That's one. The Howie Roseman, this is it for him. What was the other one? Mahomes will take over for Alex Smith and lead to some win. I don't know what the number will be, but he's going to be a story of the year kind of guy. What was another one? Oh, Jared Goff. I don't know if you can call him a comeback player of the year because this has to actually be good first. But I think he's going to surprise some people this year.
I like it. All right. Good stuff.
So, our boy last night, Crawford, made MLB debut, playing third base, batting 7th, and gets his first major league hit. So, kudos to J.P. Crawford.
Roped it.
Yeah, okay, really drilled it.
Hey, you know what? It all looks the same in the
box
box
it is.
score.
Absolutely does. I bet you Reese Hoskins would have taken that in the first game.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you he hit his first major league hit harder than Hoskins hit his.
Definitely harder than Stassi.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Just your thoughts on the kid, boys. Finally getting up, finally seeing him at in a big league uni.
Leave him at third base, at least for now. Leave him at third base. He looked those 2 plays that he made, and they might have been his only plays. That's the only plays I saw of the game. Those 2 plays in the 8th and 9th inning looked so smooth from a non-traditional third baseman that I don't know how you move him off of there right now. I know he's the guy of the future or we think he's the guy of the future. But I just leave him there, let the season play out, and see what happens next year. I'm even okay leaving him there next year, at least to start. He looks too good right there right now to overseat Freddie, who's just there. You know what I mean? I'm not going to send a guy who hasn't done it yet here to overseat him yet.
No, and I think we talked about it last week that we thought the transition wasn't going to be an issue. It would actually be easier, because of the great footwork he does have by being a shortstop. So that transition where now it's just I'm going a foot one way, a foot another, essentially, will translate better than, obviously, what you had there.
Yeah.
Tonight in a rain-shortened 6-inning affair in New York, he's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a line-out. So I thought he looked, way more comfortable at third base, especially in his major league debut than I think any kid would have a right to feel. I thought his first 3 at-bats, I think he was more dialed in. And then I think as that game went on and the game itself was out of reach, he started fishing a little bit at the plate because he didn't want that little bleeder to be what he remembered from his first major league game. But, if you look at his numbers, and I think they said it on the broadcast last night, we had actually talked about it last week, what his numbers have been since he came back from his injury, which was, I guess, early June at AAA. And then they said from July 1st through the end of the season, he hit .346 with 14 homers, and the 15 homers and 65 RBIs were career highs for him at AAA. So I think the kid is going to hit. I don't think there's a question about that. Defensively, I think we're going to see him a little bit at second. You may get the Galvis in the outfield and JP at shortstop again, a couple times before the season ends. Obviously, we've talked ad nauseum about Kingery, and at this point, he's got to be on schedule for early next year, depending on what happens, if anything, with Cesar Hernandez, because I think we're all on board with if we have to go a whole year next year with Cesar at second base, it's not a problem.
No, I'm completely okay
so,
with it.
I think the big question now is if Crawford is here and Kingery is the next coming, what's behind them?
Well, Sixto's a guy, probably not your next call-up, but a guy that he hopes up within the next, let's say, year and a half at this point. You would hope.
Yeah, I think Franklyn Kilome is probably a little closer than Sixto. We talked about the fact that Sixto, he throws 104, but he doesn't have that command yet. So I think they're both two real good names, though, Sixto, Sanchez, Franklyn Kilome. I understand that the kid's at AAA already, so he should be knocking on the door, but I would actually like to see Tom Eschelman this year. After the AAA playoffs are done, I'd like to see Eschelman this year. And I understand they have 2 more years before they have to put him on the 40-man. But if he's already in AAA, and I think he went, I want to say it was 11-2 with an ERA under 3 at AAA this year, comparisons to Maddox with the command, that's a guy that I have to see now. I want him this year.
You don't like you have the starters where it's like, oh, who am I gonna skip a start to? Yeah, it's not like you had that.
Bye, Jake.
Really, or bye, Pavetta.
Right.
See you, Nick.
It's funny. I had a conversation with a buddy of mine, and we were discussing Eschelman, and Eschelman was my guy to be the next up, just because he's a pitcher.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the position players that would next be up are Roman Quinn, Cozens, Kingery, and especially in Kingery's case, when you don't have to put him on the 40-man. So,
right.
And it has nothing to do with money. It's all the
protection.
The protection and the control. So Eschelman is the guy because he put up great numbers, and it's funny. I just looked at the top 30, and he's nowhere to be found for the Phillies according to Major League Baseball, which is absurd to me that he's not on the top 30 in our system. Whether that's great for our system and just sheer bad luck for Eschelman, or there's just that many guys in front of him. But I think he's the next guy up just because he's a pitcher.
Well, what's his age?
He's like 23. He's a young pup.
It's not like he's like, a 25-year-old guy where it's like, he's a little older in terms of, prospects where you drop him on the list a little bit. But listen, I can't buy into anything they do anymore.
Well,
in terms of the way they list the top 30 and some of the ways
it
they go
changes
about
so
it.
much
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about like Alfaro's up and down. I mean, Crawford from the start of the year to now. I mean, he got through a couple injuries and he was more aggressive in the strike zone, and all of a sudden he's a can't miss prospect again.
It's crazy.
Well,
but and then 2 months ago he was a guy who was going to be a bust.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Eschelman, going back to your point, Greg, Eschelman was a guy last year who double jumped. He started the year last year at Lakewood, went Lakewood, Clearwater, Reading last year, started this year at Reading, was lights out of the box, and came up to Lehigh Valley even before April was over. And I mean, by far Lehigh Valley's best pitcher this year. And I mean, and that takes into consideration Thompson, Eflin, Lively.
The guys that are up now.
The guys that are up, he's throwing the ball better than them. So I think he's got to be the guy. Dylan Cozens is already on the 40-man, and real subpar season batting average-wise at AAA this year, but the power numbers were there. I would actually like to reward him for sticking it out the whole year. I mean, he had like a Pat Burrell-esque kind of season. I mean, you're talking like 211 with almost 30 homers. And then after Hoskins got called up, he had no one around him in the lineup. I mean, you had basically Kingery batting leadoff, Crawford hitting second, and nothing after Cozens in the lineup. Now, granted, the Phillies outfield is packed, but I would run him out there every day for the rest of the season before I'm running Long Duck Dong and Daniel Nava out there. I mean, I can't stand Kim, and I know you and I differ on that a little bit because you kind of like his approach. But
no, I just was okay with bringing in a little bit of a vet, to play some innings. I mean, I was okay with it. I thought he could swing it a little bit. It wasn't anything special, you know what I mean? But over a kid, no. Like, am I playing him over a kid? No.
Yeah, but in reality, he's just playing here because I guess Alter's not ready to come back yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's a guy that I don't need to see play either.
Well, no, he's not.
But my point is, like, best ability, availability.
Yep.
Never on the freaking field.
Yeah.
So the whole Roman Quinn thing again with him. I need guys on the field. So to Mike's point, reward Dylan Cozens.
Oh, I'm okay
bring
with
him
it.
up, bring him up. Let him get a little taste of big league level. And, maybe, like we talk about all the time, around big league coaches, you work on the approach a little bit better. You can work on raising that batting average a little bit better. Talk about putting more balls in play, right, and not worrying about the long ball all the time. And I think when you do that stuff at the big league level, it's going to translate and help guys. And if guys are willing to listen and adjust like Nola, you're going to get rewarded for it.
Well, and
I think that's what at any professional sport, will guys soak in some stuff, or are they stubborn and say, this is how I got here, and I'm going to live and die by the way I got here.
Well,
that's
they have an example of that on their roster right now, Jorge Alfaro.
Yeah.
I mean, Alfaro started the season at AAA absolutely on fire, and then had a 2.5-month stretch where he batted under 200. But, Knapp goes down, Alfaro gets called up, and I think he's reached base safely in every game that he started this year.
Freaking monster.
Oh, yeah.
By the way. I mean, how big is that dude? Like,
That dude can
who's this
fly.
dude?
And he can run.
Yeah,
He can run.
like a show pony. I want to take you home and ride you.
I just wish he wasn't a hot mess.
Listen, now we'll get better.
No, and I understand, but it's
But he
just like,
should be better because he's caught all these guys.
Yeah.
That's my concern.
I
It's like,
agree with you.
Okay, yeah, you're at the big league level. Okay, if you're seeing Aroldis Chapman for the first time in your career and you struggle up behind the dish, okay, we can wrap our head around it.
Or Dickey with the knuckleball. I
Now,
get that.
I don't know if he's seen Noel before, but he's seen Thompson, he's seen Eflin, seen Lively, seen Povia. So why would there be any issues there?
Yeah.
You should be able to
is
handle
he
it.
100% a catcher? Are they can the right field idea with that arm, or
I think they have, only because
he's the top option?
They have so many
They're
outfielders
so
in their
deep.
system now that, his bat isn't going to out-hit a Williams, Herrera, Altair, or Quinn, or Cousins, or, you name it.
Bryce Harper.
Yeah, eventually, hopefully, Mike Trout, who knows.
I
But-
think I think a good spot for him is, type of deal where you catch behind the plate 4 times a week, you get your day off, and or you catch 5 times a week. Sorry, you get your day off, and then you play one at first.
And they've done that with him a couple times.
For Hoskins, and I think over moving forward, obviously without Tommy Joseph.
When he was going strong, they left Hoskins out and left and put Alfaro. When him and Rupp had that week where they were like both swinging the bat well, you're right.
Yeah, they kept him in the
Alfaro played
lineup.
a little bit at first.
And that's what's good because you can move Hoskins to the left if you need to for a game and move around a little bit where you get when Knapp's back next year, if it's Knapp or Rupp, I assume it's going to be Knapp. I would assume Rupp's played a little bit better, but
look at the scenario that you're talking about though. If you go behind the plate next year with Knapp and Rupp, or Knapp and Alfaro, both of them catch, both of them can play first base. Knapp can also play some outfield. Your first baseman, assumedly, will be Hoskins, who can also play outfield. Caesar can play second, short, and third. If you bring Kingery up, he can play second and third. Freddie can play second, short, third, and outfield. Crawford can play short and third. Herrera could play any of the 3 outfield. Actually, any of the outfielders, with the exception of Hoskins, could probably play any 3 of the outfield positions.
Yeah, agreed.
The one name that I haven't mentioned is who? Your third baseman. The guy who now is on track to be the worst offensive third baseman in Major League Baseball for 2 consecutive seasons.
That's your man.
Are we ready to give up on the Maikel Franco experiment yet?
Yeah, been ready.
I thought Stairs was supposed to save him this year, no?
You got to be able to listen and learn to be saved.
And you know what? I'll give Matt Stairs credit. These guys, I haven't seen the prolonged slumps from the hitters this year that you traditionally see. Even like a guy like Hoskins, when he was in that slump to start the year, those at-bats were still good at-bats. It was just like he was snake-bitten. Hits a hard line drive right at some guy.
Right.
Williams came out, drove a couple balls last night. That's what you're seeing with Stairs. So I got to give him some credit. If the guys that actually listen to him, they're turning it around and they're actually putting some good at-bats together.
And I love the Pete Buchanan quote the other day. They said to him, well, what did you say to Maikel Franco when you brought Crawford up and said he was going to be the third baseman? He goes, I told Maikel, you got to learn how to hit.
You think?
It's the
truth. And he goes, Franco's still our third baseman, but right now he can't hit. I told him you got to learn how to hit.
Truth hurts sometimes, right?
It does. And I just love the fact that Pete was blunt about it. I mean, he's at the point now where he just doesn't care.
No.
He's like, as long as we don't lose 100, I'm good.
What's the point in coddling him anymore? He's, 23, 24 years old, something like that?
He might even be a little older than that.
Yeah.
He might be 25. He's either 24 or 25. But, yeah, I mean, for as much potential as he has, I mean, and I say this about Herrera, and it winds up biting me all the time, but he's $1 million talent with a 10-cent head. Herrera at least has a quarter up there.
Yeah,
Any flat out rate.
There's just no improvement.
Yeah,
there was no adjustment made. There was no improvement, and that's where you kind of throw your hands up and you just say, what else can we do with you? Maybe a change of scenery is what's he need. And it'll be typical because that's what happens when the Phillies give up on a guy. He goes away.
Yeah,
and
I mean, change of scenery, San Domingo. I mean, where's his change of scenery? Going back home?
Well, wherever.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's where I guess he hit the best.
I guess so.
You got to go back.
Yeah.
Play some town ball.
And what's crazy, though, is he's really
travel ball.
He's really not a bad defensive third baseman, but I think he's best suited to go to the American League and just be a DH.
He's a mutt. He became muddish.
Where all he has to do is hit because of that fact. He's lazy. So let him go turn into David Ortiz. Let him get fat and learn how to hit 40 homers a year because he ain't helping us any.
Not at all. Sweeps chiming in. What's up, boys?
What's up, Sweeps?
And yes, I think Big Ben will walk away after this year. Anytime you start to think about it, and then it's over. Plus, he's been beat up his whole career. Tough mother. You know what?
Right. Beep, beep. I got a couple comments here on the YouTube chat here. Eric R. Packers will win it. Bears. We talked about that. Packers will win it. Bears suck. Sam will fold. Lions wet the bed at the end. Alex Ocasio, our boy. If Jalen Mills steps up as at least a solid QB2 and Ronald Darby is the cornerback he showed in his first game, then I have faith that we can do it as well. And you said you think that's flipped. Jalen Mills is the 1. Darby's the 2. Alex, good point. Ty M. And Mike, this actually goes to you and probably Robbie a little bit. This is the fantasy question. Is the Bears wide receiver Kevin White a good start in PPR, considering they basically have no one else to throw to and they'll be playing from behind a lot? And he said, please answer. So we have a please.
Yeah.
We have a please.
I have a lot of stock in Kevin White. I mean, he averaged something like 8 or 9 targets a game when he was playing, and that was with, some other, players at wideout. I mean, Kendall Wright's going to get his opportunities, but I don't know. I think you got to rein in your expectations a little bit that he's not the number 8 pick anymore, but volume's going to be there. He should see around 100 or so targets.
Robbie, thumbs up, thumbs down on Kevin White. He's setting the bar.
He's not going to save your season, but if you're in a 12-team league and you got to start him at flex, you might be able to do worse.
I can't buy into West Virginia wide receivers. And I know that we have one, but I just can't. I mean,
he only ran half a route tree. He lined up on one side of the field the whole time.
When they say Zach Miller might have your best hands on your team above your
Yeah.
wide receiver, that's a lot of volume.
Zach Miller love from the producer's chair.
But Kevin White could turn it around. He could turn it around
True.
with the volume of targets, like Mike said.
Well, I mean, what it was? The Rams have 2 of them, right? They had Tavon Austin and then
Yeah.
who's the other kid that got shot?
Stedman
Bailey.
Is he still actually on the team?
And they're, I mean,
No, I think he's
Tavon flashes, but he's nothing. Stedman Bailey was nothing.
No.
I mean, can you name another West Virginia wide receiver?
like, can you
they're
name
all
a Texas
undersized.
Tech quarterback and we're all Mahomes?
Yeah.
But they're all undersized, and they don't play any defense in the Big 12.
True.
So it's all go routes. So all the undersized, quick guys just go.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Kevin White.
No.
I didn't like the little bits I've seen and saw of him last year.
And then here's the other thing.
He's number 1 on a bad team.
I understand. He's
Doesn't
on a
make
bad
it
team,
good.
but who's really throwing the quarterback? Who's really throwing the ball? Mike Glennon, Trubisky,
He had some rapport with Trubisky, but that's going to take a while.
This is now the best comment that Alex has given us in a while. Oh, snap. If we're talking fantasy, and this is where we're going to cut it at fantasy questions, would you start Pierre Garçon or Golden Tate as the flex in week 1? My heart says Garçon. My head says Tate. Robbie, Garçon or Tate? Tate. There you go, Alex. It's Tate.
What was this 2 again?
Pierre Garçon, Golden Tate. Garçon, the number 1 in San Francisco.
Tate,
Who are the Niners playing?
Carolina.
Yep.
And who is
Detroit. Golden Tate. Cardinals. Oh.
Pierre Garçon? Pierre Garçon. Not even a question. That's an easy one.
You don't want me messing with the honey badger, huh?
I don't want to mess with any of
PP.
that second. Yeah,
Or PP.
I know he gets beat sometimes. They all do. But I'll take my chances not going against the number 1 corner.
All right.
or 2 number 1s.
Yeah, 2 number 1s and a safety that'll blow your head off. We'll go with Carolina, who we know isn't good in the secondary.
Yeah. Kurt Coleman's still back there.
Yep.
Nah.
Makes plays somehow. Freaking guy. Get rid
I
of
told you. Philadelphia luck. Guy goes away,
Gets better.
gets better somehow.
Patrick Chung.
Yeah, went back to New England. He's a freaking Pro Bowler. Who is this guy?
Couldn't tackle a dummy.
He was like a Scud missile. He'd knock his own guys out of the play, and it'd be like
Yeah, you
a 40-yard touchdown.
Couldn't even tackle Chip in the hallway. We didn't say hello. It was bad.
It's unbelievable. All right, boys. So now it's a moment of truth. We have our own fantasy guru in the producer's chair. We have a professional fantasy writer on our couch. Let's run
Where's your league at?
Let's run our drafts, boys. And Tommy, you can run both of them if you want.
All right, you want me to run off my team?
Yeah, run your first one, and then we'll come back to your second one.
All right. Quarterback Russell Wilson, running back Le'Veon Bell, Lamar Miller, Kelvin Benjamin, Sammy Watkins, Jordan Reed, Kareem Hunt, Eagles D, Matt Prater, bench Tyrell Williams, Adam Thielen, Mike Wallace, Stafford, Ja'Karen West, Chris Thompson, Deonta Foreman, back up to Lamar Miller in Houston.
Is that yours or is that Lena's?
That's mine.
How many
You know,
teams
you-
are in this league? Is this a 12-team?
12
team.
You're
loaded.
you're a little stronger than I thought.
Real strong ball club here. We didn't get to the second. You want the second one?
Go.
Second one's strong.
Well,
Go, Greg.
he had the number 1 pick.
You
Yeah.
did.
He had the number 1 pick. I had the number 3 pick. Every run of any, and I'm not a run guy, but every run happened in between my picks, so I got kind of screwed a little bit.
All right.
Bradford, Hyde, Mixon, AB, Doug Baldwin, Bennett, Hilton, Jags, and Butker as my kicker. My bench is Ingram, Perkins, Luck, Riddick, Johnson, Duke Johnson, O.J. Howard, and Kenny Galladay.
You better hope Luck comes back soon.
Yeah, that's what I was betting on. That quarterback, the early one I was okay with. It was that second run where Rivers, Cousins, Stafford, that whole Winston all went. That I was just like.
You said you were third?
I had the 3rd pick.
All right, and you were first overall. You were 3rd. I was drafting out of the 9 position. I have Derek Carr, DeMarco Murray, Dalvin Cook, A.J. Green, Emmanuel Sanders, Keenan Allen, Zach Ertz, the Texans defense, Matt Bryant, my bench, Frank Gore, Jaquiz Rogers, Marvin Jones, Kenny Stills, Jamal Williams, that's my sleeper right there, Cooper Kupp, and the Texans.
You were the bastard that took Cooper Kupp.
Yep.
I was like, these guys don't know him. He's going to fall to me.
The Titans defense. So I'm going two AFC South defenses feasting on the Jags and the Colts.
You want the other team?
Yeah, go with your other one.
All right, this was the 12th pick overall.
You had two
so
wraparounds.
You got the flip. You got the wraparounds.
We had a long time.
You were eating sandwiches.
Eating a lot of sandwiches. Drew Brees. Now, the running back situation is
he's already making excuses.
It's rough.
2 down.
It's rough.
By the way, I just want to go on record as saying it's horseshit that you had wraparounds on both of your teams.
Yeah, it
I'm just throwing it out there.
How that happened,
I
honestly. I didn't put the wig up. So.
I understand that the draft order was done with a randomizer. I totally get it.
Randomizer like me.
But it's still horseshit.
Some people like me. Drew Brees, Bilal Powell, Danny Woodhead, Michael Thomas, Brandon Cooks, Delaney Walker, Terrell Pryor, Seahawks D, Justin Tucker. Bench, Derrick Henry, Corey Davis, Dante Moncrief, Andy Dalton, Darren Sproles, Mohamed Sanu, and Rex Burkhead.
That team got better as you were going along there.
Yeah, because the wide receivers, I went Michael Thomas at 12, and then the wraparound I went Brandon Cooks. And then when it came back to me again, I went Breeze and Terrell Pryor. So that's how and that team's like the complete opposite flip, where I went 3 strong running backs.
Right.
And then worry about the wideouts. I did the opposite here, where I went wideouts and just let the running backs wait, because they were all off the board at that point. None of them were worth taking over a wideout in a PPR. So I just went, hopefully DeMarco Murray gets hurt.
Now we got our
hopefully
league,
Derrick Henry runs for 10 touchdowns.
Our league commissioner, Ryan Brodo, host of The Fix, that you'll be able to hear.
I wouldn't necessarily call him the goddamn commissioner.
All right, he's the guy that set up the league. I'm trying
Who
to
collects
jump
the money? Who collects the money?
Hosting The Fix, you'll hear them here
commissions.
tomorrow night on A2D
Most
Radio.
thankless job ever. Commissioner, co-commissioner.
Just set that up for me.
You do all the work and I'll collect the money. Anyway, here's Ryan's team. And he's pretty strong out of the gate, too. Carson Wentz, Todd
He took
Gurley.
it way too early, by the way.
He did.
Well, but his team's called the Wentz Wagon.
Yeah, that's why you don't name your team before you draft.
I get it.
That's why I named my team Built to Win every time. Built to
Rolling
Win
with
2020. Might be the greatest fancy name of all time.
He's got Carson Wentz, Todd Gurley, Isaiah Crowell, Odell Beckham Jr., Alshon Jeffrey. So he's looking for double rainbows there. Tyreek Hill, Jack Doyle. Jack Doyle might be one of the best football names ever.
Doyle rolls.
Doyle! The Patriots defense, Will Lutz is his kicker, and in his bench, C.J. Anderson, LeGarrette Blount, another Eagle, Eric Decker, Jeremy Hill, Kendall Wright, Mike Williams, which is his rookie stash, and Deshaun Kaiser, another rookie stash.
Who's the other running back? Yeah, what was the running back?
Mike Williams is out for the year, isn't he?
No, they actually activated him from PUP. He's got Gurley and Crowell, and then on his bench, he's got C.J. Anderson and LeGarrette Blount.
Jeremy Hill. I like the Jeremy Hill pick,
Jeremy Hill.
because he's a touchdown guy.
It's not a bad squad.
I could do without the running backs there, but I think I like your first team. You had a
first
lot of
team?
firepower there.
Yeah, that team did have a lot of firepower.
Mataraki is like old faithful. He's got the steady veterans. You need Bradford sleeves to hold up against the wind.
I do need Sammy sleeves. That's sad.
Ryan said this was drafted out of the number 4 position, and by the way, I went 1-15 last year. I'm no commissioner. Ryan, love you, brother.
I thought
Kokomesh.
I thought he was right near me because I thought he was 5. So
I threw him a bone. I threw him a bone with the Kokomesh.
Well, I will say this: between number 1, I want to know what amateurs let Julio Jones drop to number 7, and number 2, Brian Daly and Michael Klinkoff screwed me 5 times in this draft. 5. And I blame that on you, Mr. Fantasy Dominance Now and your proteges. You can...
Tommy got me a couple times on the wraparound. I was hoping a guy would make it back to me on the flip side at 3. Of course, never. I mean, it was the first one, too. It didn't even get to the wraparound where I had a fighting chance. It was like, nope, first one. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
You guys should try an auction draft.
I did an auction. I really enjoy auction drafts. It's a lot more. I think it's a lot more strategy.
You don't have to rely on where you're drafting.
Yep.
Everybody, if you want anyone on your team, go get them.
Go get them. Yeah, I had a really good time doing auction.
And Mike, you'll like this one. As our 12th man in, we got Luigi Cicciari.
Luigi
from the West Side. I asked him right before the draft started. I'm like, "Are you sitting on the beach with a beer, watching the sunset over the Pacific, like with your iPad right now?" And he goes, "Everything but the beach. I'm 7 miles away." Love it. So we're now bi-coastal.
Bi-coastal. Jeez, that's a no one. I like that. Bi-coastal. All right, boys. There's our fantasy teams.
Yeah.
I think both my teams are going to be both your teams.
Stop it right
The
now.
reason I like the second one, though,
Sammy Sleeves is coming out
I
slinging.
love the Breeze Michael Thomas connection. I really do. And I love freaking Brandon Cooks. Edelman getting hurt just makes it clear to me. This guy might go over 1,400.
I think I have Cooks
He
in
really
like
could go 1,400.
3 out of 5.
Because he's going to put him in all the right spots.
All of his most productive routes are all the routes that Brady throws best, which is a crazy, scary thing to think about.
That is true.
He was my number 1 in my auction draft. I let
His
all the top
crossing
guys
routes,
go.
his
Yep.
deep, they're all the routes that Brady throws best. So
All I needed to see was that training camp video of him sitting in the middle of the end zone, wide open against the Jags. I saw that video that we posted on our Facebook a couple weeks ago. I was like, Brandon Cooks, it's going to be my target. I don't care if Edelman's there or not. Brandon Cooks is my guy this year.
Yeah.
Mike, give us a couple names that you maybe didn't hear in either on our rosters or just rosters in general, guys that might be going undrafted or drafted really, really low that you think could have some fantasy impact.
I'm big on a few rookies. I mean, we talked about Jamal Williams, Marlon Mack, guys like that. D.D. Westbrook. You're talking like late guys. Yeah.
I actually love D.D. Westbrook. If he had a quarterback that actually could reach him
He was a
as he's
playmaker.
running down the field, I think that's a great name. I do. I love it.
Blitnikoff winners are usually the last 7 or 8 have done pretty well in the pros. We'll see.
Good stuff. All right, Chief. I got nothing else.
All right, yeah, I'm good. All right. So we talked everything NFL. If you're just joining us and go back, listen to everything. It's a good thing about it. We go live. Everything stays up on the book, YouTube site, the whole 9, Instagram. You can find us everywhere. For another edition, Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM.
A2D Radio.com. I'd like to thank BMW of Atlantic City. I'd like to thank Gibson Mayer LLC, our certified public accountant. Make him yours. GibsonMayer.com. Scanzano Sports, Soap Stash LLC, Sports Outlet Inc., Stream Smart Vinny, Property Cousins, business my dad just opened up, so we'll give him a plug. Told him I'm going to charge his ass too, taking a spot away.
250.
But before we run out of here, Mike Castiglione, thanks for joining
Thanks for having me.
Yes,
Pro
Mike,
Football
thank you, buddy.
Focus.
Awesome.
Tell everybody
Welcome back.
Twitter handle.
Twitter handle. That's where I was going.
Castiglione at PFF. You won't be able to spell it, so just click on the link.
There we go.
Mike,
Hey, for all of us
Happy
over
man.
here, Tom, Mike, Eamon at PM, HDRadio.com. For Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Mike Castiglione, Greg Milakovic, Rob Povia on the 1s and 2s.
Silent Rob.
Silent Rob tonight. Thank you all for listening. You're listening to the best in the business. Hashtag get no notes. We'll see you next Wednesday. Stay tuned tomorrow night. You got the fix here at 6 o'clock. And on Sunday morning, agree, disagree.
Pre-game.
The flagship, 10 o'clock, pregame show. We'll be rocking it.
Wills,
Go Birds.
Get better, Wills.
It's football season, man.
Yeah, don't be thrown up in a porcelain bowl this weekend. We'll call in the righty.
Wait, hold on.
I can't save him.
Bird skins, go.
Birds.
Birds.
5 across.
He's on the wagon.
Oh, there he is.
We out.
We got the Cowboy fan.